heart. Let me tell you something about love, man. It ain't what people post online. Real love. It's tested in silence, proven in action, heart, and spoken through consistency. You ready for the truth? All right, let's get into this. Heart. Let's talk about something most people don't ever say out loud, but everybody feels deep down. See, men are simple in ways that women sometimes overlook. Not because they don't have depth. Oh no, heart. Men got oceans of emotion under that calm face, but because they don't show it the way women do. And the truth is, men crave certain words, heart, certain affirmations, certain feelings, but only 1% of women ever say them. And when a woman does heart, that man will remember it for the rest of his life. You see, men walk around in this world wearing invisible armor. They wake up every morning, heart, put on a brave face, go out there and fight silent battles. They don't always talk about what's weighing on their chest. They don't complain when they're tired, and they don't always ask for help when they're breaking inside. Why? Heart. Because the world taught them they have to be strong. That showing emotion makes them weak. That vulnerability will make them lose respect. Heart. So they carry it all quietly, patiently, faithfully. And most of the time, nobody ever tells them they're doing a good job. Heart. Now here's the part that hits hard. What men love to hear most isn't about money, looks, or success. It's something much deeper. Heart. It's when a woman looks him in the eye and says, "I'm proud of you." Those 4 words hit a man right in his soul. Heart. I'm proud of you. You'd be amazed how powerful those words are. Because every man is fighting to feel like he's enough. Heart. And when the woman he loves says that, it's like the world finally slows down for him. It's not validation, it's peace. See, heart. When a woman tells her man she's proud of him, she ain't just complimenting what he's done. She's recognizing who he is. She's saying, heart, I see you. I see your effort, your struggle, your heart. And that's love. That's respect. That's oxygen for a man's spirit. Heart, let me tell you something. Men don't need a lot of words, but they remember the right ones forever. You can tell a man you love him, heart, but when you tell him you respect him, when you tell him he makes you feel safe, heart. When you tell him you believe in him, that's when you light a fire inside him that never goes out. A man can have the world doubting him, heart, but if his woman says, "Baby, I know you can do this," that's it. That's all the fuel he needs. He'll move mountains. But the problem is, heart, most women don't say it. Not because they don't love their man, but because they don't realize how much it means. They think men already know. Heart, but let me tell you, men don't always know. You might think he's confident, but deep down he's wondering if he's good enough for you. Heart, you might think he doesn't care about your opinion, but your words echo in his mind long after you've said them. Heart, the right woman's words can either build a man or break him down. Heart, so many men walk around emotionally starving, not because their woman doesn't love them, but because she stopped speaking life into him. She got busy, heart, she got tired, or she thought he didn't need to hear it anymore. But men need that softness, that gentleness, that reassurance, just like women do. How they might not ask for it, but they crave it. When a woman says, "You make me feel safe," or "I trust you," that man feels like he's found his purpose again. Because deep down, every man wants to protect, heart, to provide, to lead, to be your rock. And when you recognize that he gives you his soul. Heart, a lot of women think that appreciation should go both ways, and they're right. But sometimes, heart, women forget that men don't get told thank you enough. They don't get told you matter enough. Heart, they don't get told you're doing great enough. You know what most men hear all day? Heart, you could have done that better. You should have done more. You don't talk enough. You don't show emotions. So when a woman comes along and tells him, "Heart, I see how hard you're trying. I know you're doing your best. I'm proud of you," it hits him differently. That's healing right there. Men act like they're made of steel, but they're not. They're made of heart. And the truth is, heart, the strongest men are often the most sensitive. They just hide it well. And they're not looking for a woman who's perfect. Heart, they're looking for a woman who believes in them when they don't believe in themselves. That's the kind of love that changes a man forever. Heart. You want to know what makes a man fall in love beyond the surface, beyond attraction. It's when he feels safe enough to be himself around you. Heart. When he can let his guard down, talk about his fears, his failures, his dreams, and you don't judge him. You listen, you encourage, you speak life. Heart. That's what men crave, emotional peace. You can't buy it, you can't fake it. Heart, it's the way you make him feel when you remind him that his efforts matter, that you notice his sacrifices even if he never talks about them. See, heart, every man wants to be a hero in his woman's eyes, not because he needs to be worshipped, but because that's how men love, through purpose. Heart, when a man loves a woman, he doesn't just love her. He commits to her, he provides for her, he defends her. Heart, that's his way of saying, I love you, without even speaking. So when you tell him, I see what you do for me, and I appreciate it, you give him something no material gift ever could, emotional validation. Now, heart, I know some people think this kind of talk is outdated, but love ain't about trends, it's about understanding. Heart, it's about knowing that men and women are wired differently, but made to complement each other. Men love to be needed, not because they want control. Heart, but because they want to contribute. They want to feel that their presence makes your life better. When a man feels useless, heart, when he feels like you don't value his input, he starts to shut down. But when he feels seen, when he feels valued, heart, when you remind him that he's your peace, that's when he comes alive. So the next time you're with your man, heart, look him in the eyes and tell him what he rarely hears. Tell him, I'm proud of the man you're becoming. Tell him, you make me feel safe. Tell him, I believe in you. Tell him, thank you for trying even when it's hard. Tell him, heart, you don't have to be perfect. I see your heart. Those words can turn a broken man into a king. Heart, because every man wants to be his woman's king, not because of ego, but because when he feels honored, he'll do everything to honor you back. Heart, you know, the world teaches women how to get a man, how to attract him. Heart, how to keep him interested. But what it doesn't teach enough is how to feed a man's spirit. And that's what the 1% of women do differently. Heart, they don't just love him, they understand him. They don't compete with him, they inspire him. They don't tear him down in public. Heart, they build him up in private. They don't use silence as punishment. They use words as medicine. They don't make him guess if he's doing enough. Heart, they tell him he's doing great. And let me tell you something. That kind of woman, she's unforgettable. Because men might forget your looks, heart, your outfits, your makeup, but they'll never forget how you made them feel. Heart, they'll never forget the woman who believed in them when the world didn't. They'll never forget the woman who spoke life into their dry seasons. Heart, who made them feel seen when they felt invisible. That's the kind of love that changes a man's heart. Heart. So if you really want to understand how deep men's love goes, start by understanding what they long to hear. They don't need constant praise. Heart, they just need sincerity. They don't need perfection. They need peace. A peaceful woman, one who knows how to speak gently. Heart, who knows how to say, I trust you. Who knows how to make him feel safe being himself. That woman holds the power no other has. Heart. Because when a man feels emotionally safe, he gives love like never before. He'll open up, he'll listen, he'll stay, he'll grow. Heart, men love to hear, I'm proud of you. They love to hear, you make me feel secure. They love to hear, I appreciate all you do. But what touches their soul most is when you say, you're enough, because that's something no man hears enough of. The world tells him to always do more, earn more, heart be more. But when you tell him he's enough, just as he is, you give him permission to rest. And that's something men rarely get. So remember this, heart, men don't need a perfect woman. They need a woman who speaks love like it's a language, who uses her words to heal, not to hurt. Heart, who understands that love isn't just romance, it's respect, it's appreciation, it's emotional peace. And those women, heart, the ones who say the things only 1% do, they don't chase love, love chases them. Heart, because men don't forget the woman who gave them peace in a world full of pressure. They hold on to her like a lifeline. And maybe that's the real secret nobody talks about, that what men truly crave isn't something loud or flashy. It's something simple, heart. Something real, something that speaks directly to their soul. It's words of love, spoken with respect. It's kindness, it's softness, heart, it's reassurance. Those are the things men love to hear, but only 1% of women ever say them. Because the truth is heart. Love isn't about saying everything. It's about saying the right things at the right time from the right heart. Heart. And when a woman learns how to do that, she won't just have a man who loves her. She'll have a man who would move heaven and earth to keep her. Heart. Let's go even deeper, because this part right here, this is where people miss it the most. Everybody wants love, heart, but not everybody understands how to speak love. Men and women, we give and receive love in completely different ways. Heart. And while a woman might feel love through affection, communication, or consistency, a man often feels love through respect, appreciation, heart, and acknowledgement. Those are his love languages, even when he doesn't say it out loud. See, a man might never sit down and say, heart, I need you to appreciate me more, because in his world, needing something like that feels weak. He's been taught to carry everything. His fears, his doubts, his pain quietly. So when a woman takes the time to speak life into him, heart, she becomes the one safe place where he doesn't have to wear that armor. That's what love really looks like to a man. The freedom to be unguarded, heart, the peace of being accepted exactly as he is. When a woman tells her man, you've been working so hard, and I noticed that, you have no idea how deep that cuts through his silence, because all his life he's been rewarded for results, not effort. He's been told, good job, when he wins, not when he tries. But when you see his effort, even when he falls short, heart. That's when you tell his heart, you're more than what you do. You're valuable for who you are. And that's a message he's starving to hear. Heart, men love to be appreciated for the small things too. When he fixes something around the house, opens the door, drives you somewhere, heart checks on you. Those aren't just tasks. Those are love gestures. And when you acknowledge that with a smile and say, heart, I love that you take care of me, or it means a lot that you thought of that, you give him purpose. You give meaning to what he does. And that, heart, my friend, makes him want to do even more for you. You see, appreciation turns effort into connection. The same man who might seem distant or quiet will start to open up the moment he feels that his actions are noticed. Because men crave that recognition. Heart, not in a needy way, but in a human way. And when a woman learns how to speak to that part of him, she doesn't just become his partner. Heart, she becomes his peace. Let's be real. A man can walk into a room full of people and still feel alone. Heart, he can achieve everything he dreamed of and still feel empty inside if he doesn't have someone who genuinely believes in him. Because deep down, heart, he's not chasing applause, he's chasing understanding. And the rare woman who gives him that becomes irreplaceable. Heart, you ever notice how a man's whole demeanor changes when he feels respected? He stands taller, speaks softer, loves deeper. Heart, because respect is like sunlight to him, it makes him grow. And it's not just about saying, I respect you. It's how you say it, how you treat him in front of others, how you trust him to lead without making him feel small. When a woman shows that kind of faith in a man, heart, he'll fight every battle in this world just to keep her smiling. But here's the truth. Too many women underestimate the power of their words. Heart, they don't realize that what they say can either crown a man or crush him. You can love a man with your whole heart, but if your words tear him down, heart, that love won't reach him. You can be loyal, faithful, and supportive, but if you make him feel like he's never enough, heart, he'll start to shrink inside himself. And once a man shuts down emotionally, it takes time and real gentleness to bring him back. Heart, that's why the 1% of women who know how to talk to a man from their heart, they hold a different kind of power, heart. They know when to correct and when to comfort. They know when to challenge and when to cherish. They know how to balance strength with softness, heart. They understand that being feminine doesn't mean being weak. It means knowing how to bring peace into chaos, love into silence, heart. and warmth into his coldest days. When a woman learns how to say, I'm proud of the man you are, she's not just saying words. Heart, she's watering his soul. When she says, I trust you, she's giving him confidence. When she says, heart, I appreciate what you do for me, she's giving him purpose. And when she says, you're enough, she's giving him rest. Heart, that's what men need, not more expectations, but more understanding. The reason only 1% of women say these things is because we live in a world where love has turned into competition. Everybody's trying to prove their worth, protect their pride, and hide their vulnerability. But love doesn't survive where ego lives. Heart, love survives in humility, in small moments where you look someone in the eyes and remind them they matter. Men love hearing that they're loved, heart, but they feel love through admiration. When you tell a man, heart, I feel safe when I'm with you, that means more to him than I love you. Because safety is sacred to a man. It tells him he's doing his job as your protector, heart, your provider, your partner. When you tell him, you inspire me, you awaken his masculinity, you give him a reason to rise. And ladies, heart, let me tell you something. Men remember every single moment when they felt genuinely appreciated. They might not always say it, heart, but they never forget it. He might forget what you wore, but he'll never forget how you made him feel like he was enough. Heart. He might forget what you said during an argument, but he'll always remember the moment you told him you were proud of him. Heart, because those moments become the foundation of how he sees himself through your eyes. A man's love grows in silence, heart, but it's built through reassurance. You don't need grand gestures to reach him, just a consistent heart. When he's tired, tell him, heart, you've done enough for today. When he's frustrated, tell him, I know it's hard, but I believe in you. When he doubts himself, remind him, heart, you've got this, because behind every strong man, heart, there's not just a supportive woman, there's a voice that believed in him when he couldn't hear his own strength anymore. Heart. Most men won't ever tell you how much they need to hear these things. They'll keep working, keep providing, heart, keep doing. But when you take that extra second to express what's in your heart, it fills a space he didn't even know was empty. Hot. That's why men say they love peaceful women. It's not about silence. It's about emotional calm. Heart. It's about having a woman who doesn't add to the noise, but brings serenity to his storm. And listen, peace doesn't mean perfection. Heart. You can still be strong, independent, bold, and have peace. It's about how you communicate that strength. You can disagree without disrespect. You can lead with love without losing your voice. The kind of woman who can look her man in the eyes during his worst moment and say, heart, we're going to be all right, has power that no one else can match. Because those words, they rebuild a man. See, heart, the right words from the right woman can heal wounds years deep. They can erase doubts that life planted. They can restore faith that failure stole. Heart, a man who feels seen by his woman will fight to be worthy of her vision. He'll strive to live up to the way she looks at him. Heart, that's why saying, I'm proud of you, is so much more than encouragement. It's a declaration. It says, I see your effort. I value your heart. I stand beside you. And that's rare, heart. Because too many relationships today are built on conditions. I'll respect you if you do this. I'll support you if you achieve that. But unconditional love, the kind that says, heart, I'm proud of you, even when you're struggling, that's what makes a bond unbreakable. Men don't forget that kind of loyalty. Heart, that kind of loyalty makes a man want to protect your heart with everything he has. So when you speak to a man, heart, remember, he's not just hearing your words. He's feeling your tone. He's reading your energy. You might think you're just talking, but to him, heart, those words become truth. When you say, you never do enough, he hears, you're not enough. When you say, you always mess up, he hears, heart, you can't win. But when you say, I know you're trying, he hears, she believes in me. And that belief, that's priceless. Heart, men love to hear that they're appreciated, but what they love most is hearing that they make a difference. When you tell him, heart, I'm happier because of you, it changes how he sees himself. When you tell him, You make me feel safe. He feels fulfilled. When you tell him, heart, you make me laugh, he feels valuable. Because at the core, every man just wants to matter to the woman he loves. You can have everything in this world. Success looks status. But if you don't know how to speak to your partner's soul, heart, you'll never have true connection. Connection is built through empathy, not ego. Through kindness, not control, heart. Through small words that carry big meaning. The women who understand this never have to chase love because love recognizes them. Heart, it's drawn to their spirit. A man's heart isn't complicated, it's just guarded. But once you earn his trust with your words, heart, he'll give you a love that's loyal, protective, and pure. He'll start opening up, sharing his dreams, his fears, his past. And when he feels that he can do that without being judged or belittled, he'll fall deeper for you than you can imagine. Heart. Because that's when love stops being emotional and starts being spiritual. Men love to hear they're doing a good job. Heart. They love hearing you're proud of them. They love hearing they make you happy. Those words are not weakness. They're connection. Heart. And the 1% of women who use those words wisely, they don't just win a man's love, they win his soul. Heart. Because when a woman can touch a man's heart with her words, she becomes unforgettable. Heart. And when a man feels that kind of love, the kind that makes him feel respected, appreciated, and believed in, he won't ever want to let it go. Heart. So let me leave you with this. Men might act tough, but deep down they're human just like anyone else. Heart. They crave words that remind them they're valued, respected, and seen. They don't need constant flattery. They just need truth spoken with love. Heart. And when a woman learns how to speak that truth, when she learns how to look at her man and say, heart, I'm proud of you. You make me feel safe. I believe in you. She becomes something no man forgets. Heart, she becomes his peace in a world that constantly tests his strength. Because at the end of the day, heart, love isn't about who talks the most or who wins the argument. It's about who brings calm, who brings faith, and who brings reassurance. The rare woman who speaks life into her man's soul, who builds him instead of breaking him, or who reminds him he's enough. That woman doesn't just get love, she gets loyalty, protection, devotion, heart, and a man who will do everything to make sure she never has to doubt her place in his heart. So if you want to be unforgettable, heart, if you want to touch a man's spirit in a way no one else can, don't just love him. Speak to him, encourage him, appreciate him. Because sometimes, heart, the right words from the right woman are all it takes to turn an ordinary man into an extraordinary one. Heart. And that's what only 1% of women ever truly understand.